Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is your photo news fix. This fix is brought to you by Datacolor, who wants you to raise the color bar by giving you an offer to upgrade your calibration device. That's right, if you currently own a calibrator and you'd like to upgrade to the Spider X Elite, you can get $120 off from now until the 24th of June 2022. Now here's a few reasons you should consider upgrading. You get the latest sensor tech, extreme durability. You can match multiple displays, you can soft proof, see full screen before and afters, and get advanced monitor performance analysis. So head on over to bit.ly/datafro to save big when you upgrade to the Spider X Elite today. Oh, and if you're in Canada, there's a special offer just for you guys as well. Head on over to that website and click Canada, eh?
Just do it!
First up, Nikon released their investor relations report for their imaging product business. Now, I'd love to say it was all, you know, for clickbait purposes.
How dare you?
But it's not clickbait. For those of you who would like to read through Nikon's entire presentation, Nikon Rumors has that linked over on their site. But Nikon Rumors also did a very good job of distilling down the information down to the main points, and they are to bolster the Z-mount system by expanding the lens lineup with 50+ lenses and 2+ lens tie ratio. Now, if you're like me trying to figure out what the hell 2+ lens tie ratio is,
didn't even wear a tie to work anymore.
My best guess is that they want each photographer who owns a Z system to own at least 2 Z lenses, maybe? Continuing on, appeal to video creators. Also focus on licensing business, focus on mid to high-end models.
Think I'm dumb, don't you?
And we're not talking about mid-level, you know, models and all.
Think all models are dumb.
We're talking about actual cameras because there's more revenue to be had in that area. Deploy advanced features from the Z9 across the lineup. Oh, gee, I wonder who's been saying that for a long time. But Jared, the AF has always been amazing in my Z cameras. Why would I want the Z9's autofocus in something less than that? Oh, gee, I wonder why.
Duh.
Next, the revenue from DSLR products is expected to be significantly reduced by 2025. Dan, please show that pie chart because that is a small ass slice. Now, isn't it? And finally, cut Madeline K's salary to a tiny sliver. I kid. Phone call. I wonder who that could be. It's Madeline K with Nikon PR. Did I mention that the Z9 is the top selling camera? No, why would I do that, Madeline? Anyway, thank you for the reminder. You deserve every raise you don't get. Anyway, Nikon recently announced that the Z9 was the top-selling full-frame pro mirrorless camera priced $5,000 or more in Q1 of 2022 with a 57% market share. That means according to NPD Group, from January to March, the Z9 outsold the R3 and A1. Now, I'm sure if we dug deeper into this, a lot might have to do with Nikon finally being able to ship pre-orders all at one time across those 3 months, and that the R3 came out prior to the Z9 and that the A1 has already been out for well over a year. Nonetheless, it's a good win for Nikon.
A win here and a win there. Now what?
Next up, Fuji has announced a new flagship X series camera. I gotta do it. It's not too soon. X gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. X once gave it to you, he gives it to you no longer. Give it to you. Anyway, they announced a new camera, which is the XH2S. The XH2S is packed with a brand new 26.16 megapixel crop stacked BSI sensor, capable of shooting up to 40 frames per second with an electronic shutter and 15 frames a second with the mechanical. There's improved AF tracking and subject recognition to try and bring it closer in line with Canon, Sony, and of course Nikon. The body has new IBIS system that is going to give you up to 7 stops of stabilization. Now, video seems to be the major focus of this new body, which supports internal recording of 422, 10-bit Apple ProRes HQ, ProRes HQ, ProRes 422, ProRes LT, and ProRes 422 Proxy at up to 6.2K at 30p. You can capture 120 frames per second at 4K and 240 in the full HD. Now, in terms of 4K 60, you can shoot continuous video for approximately 240 minutes. Now, if you'd like to record any longer, they are selling the FAN-001. What a great name.
Is this a joke?
This is not a joke. That is actually what it's called. And by what it's called, I mean that's what it's called, which attaches to the back of the camera to help keep it cool. Now, I wonder if I can get a fan attached to me to make me cool. You know, cause I'm already cool, cause, you know, I know TikTok dances like my money goes jiggle jiggle, it goes wiggle wiggle, jiggle jiggle.
For sure, and make me wanna dribble dribble, you know.
In terms of card slots, you've got two, one SD and one CF Express Type B. The body looks to take some cues from the GFX, and the EVF now sports a 5.75 million dot display. If you think this body will be for you, it will be available in early July for $2,499 without a grip. If you want to look like an actual pro, you can add a grip for another $400. Now, I've not gotten my hands on a Fuji since I did a real-world review of the XH1 some 3+ years ago. Now, it would be nice if Fuji would send me one of these cameras out along with some glass to take to a Phillies game, though I've never actually seen anyone using a Fuji at a pro sporting event.
There's a first time for everything, son.
And finally, Canon Rumors is reporting that Canon is gearing up to finally release a high megapixel camera with 100+ megapixels, and have given this rumor a rating of CR3. Now, for those who don't know Canon Rumors' rating system, CR0 is basically a joke, kind of like rumors on Sony Alpha Rumors. Too soon? Too soon?
No.
CR1 means plausible information, but from an unconfirmed source.
Seems completely plausible.
CR2 is good information from a known source.
Good stuff.
And CR3 is fact.
Fact is a term demanding an equal answer with.
So if it's a fact that a 100 megapixel sensor camera is coming, which camera is actually coming? Well, according to Petapixel, they are saying that it's the R1, and cite Canon Rumors report, though nowhere in that actual report does Canon Rumors ever mention R1.
It's unauthorized clickbait.
I personally don't think this rumor is about the R1, and I can't see the R1 flagship of all flagship cameras being a 100 megapixel camera. What I can see though is something along the lines of an R5s, a higher megapixel R5 that focused primarily on stills like portraits and landscapes, but in my hands, I'd use it for sports and concerts, even though the high ISO capability might not be as good as the R5 or R3. Now, Canon Rumors goes on to say they expect to see a large megapixel camera in 2023 with a potential announcement later in 2022. Now, what none of this takes into consideration is what will Sony do with the A7? Or even scarier, what will Nikon do with Salty? What do you think the next Canon mirrorless camera will be? Let me know down below. And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. To check out the last fix, go ahead and click on the screen right here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And that's where I'm gonna leave it. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.